Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to the stream. Today, we're going to do something a little different, and we are going to look at aliens. So I also want to, in the stream, talk about what a UFO is versus a UAP versus a flying saucer, and all that good stuff. The video we're looking at is called The Greatest Compilation of UFO Sightings, UAP Footage, hashtag extraterrestrial. So let's take a look at it. I'm excited for this one. I haven't done a UFO debunking before, so just gonna have to figure this out as we go. But I do know that a lot of people use CGI to fake this stuff, so I'm assuming that probably about half or more is going to be CGI. That's my guess. Let's see what happens. All right. Yeah. Do have a question. Why are they blocking out the name of the boat? All right, so I saw two jets, and now what I'm assuming is a UFO, and it goes into the water, and it creates a splash. So let's let it play. I see already like 1,000 mistakes, but we'll see. Right, then we got a helicopter coming in. And the camera footage is like all over the place.
This video originally appeared in 2009 of a group of fishermen that some believe are either off the coast
so the planes disappear
of Australia or Spain. The video shows two military.
So let's take a look at that. That splash doesn't look good. It's actually it's even fuzzier than the things around it. We're going to assume that that's CGI. Yeah,
stops straight in
so that's not the way water would spray up. You would get the spray. This is obviously CGI,
creating a hell of a splash. Its original
the helicopter didn't have
but
any,
according to the website UFOsightings.footage.uk,
didn't have any water spray. Like, oh my god, like it's not. I honestly don't think people would try. If you're gonna fake it good. Let's see here. So if you look at a helicopter over water, and it's just one thing, all you got to do is search for one thing, and you can see that this thing is fake. Oh, let's see. Let's see if we can get one that's like, I think I've seen this one before. Let's see if this is, these are all water landings, and I don't want to see water landings. Kind of skip. Yeah, it's, although impressive, not what I'm looking for. Here we go. So if you look,
virtually anywhere.
So look at how the water. It's not a great video, but that's how it looks. So we don't get any of that on the helicopter
description of the
as it
video
comes in.
used to say that the helicopter is ordering the fishermen to hurry and get away from the place where they are and to contact the port. As usual, commentators are torn on authentic or not, though I would argue if it's not authentic, this would require quite a sequence of events to set up.
No?
Holy
And it could be, too, that the thing that's real might be the fact that, let's just say that these guys are in a body of water that they're not supposed to be. So let's just assume that the helicopter's real and the jets are real. And so the jets fly over this boat because the boat's in illegal waters, and Then the helicopter comes over, says, "Get the hell out of there because you're not supposed to be there." And that's it. That seems more logical to me. But anyways, let's see what it is.
Shit, what is that? I am.
Okay.
That's not plane. That is not an airplane.
It looks like a helicopter. I think you can hear it.
You see it? That is not a satellite and that is not an airplane.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like that before.
Okay, so let's discuss this real quick here. Here, let me turn this down. I think my volume is a little too high. Let's try that. So what is the difference between a UFO, a UAP, and a flying saucer? So a UFO is unidentified flying object. So that's from what I remember, it's a military term that came up in the military. And what it was you would have a plane flying overhead, and you would say that, and you didn't recognize the plane. Plane recognition was a huge deal in the military, especially before you had like IFF systems, where you would know by locking on to, a target whether or not it was friend or foe. That's what the FF and IFF means. So you'd have to go by identification. You'd have to look at it and go, that's a German plane or a Japanese plane or an American plane or whatever it was at the time. If you didn't know what it was a UFO. It was an unidentified flying object. It was something that was an object that was flying that you didn't know what it was. And that's it. That's the end of it. So if you are looking up and there's something in the air and you don't know what it was, it's a UFO. If it turns out later that it was a plane, at the time it was still a UFO. Until you identify it, it's all a UFO. So it's not a great term. That's the reason why the military changed it to UAP, was they wanted to keep the UFO for real terms. So what I mean by real terms is we're not separating UAP, flying saucer, and UFO to all mean the same thing, right? So a UAP is a aerial phenomenon, unidentified aerial phenomenon, right? Which means that it has a broader sense that it isn't something that could be flying. It could be just something in the sky. Like this would be a great UAP because it is an aerial phenomenon that you don't know what it is, and you want to identify it. Now, if you see it and it looks like a flying saucer, then it is a flying saucer. It is not a UFO anymore because you are identifying it. You are saying it is an identified. It's an IFO at that point. So everybody that uses UFO to mean aliens or flying saucers, it's like saying that if you see a Ferrari, it's a car, and that's it. It's not a very specific description. It's anything that you see that you don't identify. That's all it means in the sky. And everybody uses UFO for, like UFO sightings. And this is actually true. So, because this is a UFO. This is 100% a UFO or a UAP. Now, whether or not it's a flying saucer or not, probably not. It probably is a satellite or something else. Once you identify it, it is no longer a UFO.
No information is given on this video footage, but we can clearly see a bright purple object.
Okay, so it's purple. I don't think it's purple. I think it's night vision, possible night vision, but it's low light. This is a tree, I'm assuming. Here, it looks like also a cloud. So I really, it's hard to tell from this picture what exactly you're seeing. This light could not be as bright as it is. It's not really, it's a grainy picture.
Soaring in the nighttime sky. The man recording the sighting seems to be in complete bewilderment of what he's
It looks like a
witnessing.
helicopter to me, to be completely honest with you. Wow. Okay.
Okay. That thing, whatever the hell it is, came down really low.
Mm-hmm.
It was right over my head. It's like, with its feet. What the hell is that?
It's called
Oh, my
CGI.
God. Okay. Okay.
Well, let's talk about why this is CGI. Why I think it's CGI. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back before we see the picture. All right. So we're going to start with this guy can't control his camera. Look at this. Look at this view. And then as soon as he gets it up in the
Okay.
sky, boom,
That thing,
locked.
whatever the hell it is, came down really low. It was right over my head. It's like,
And then it's completely
feet.
locked.
What?
And you can also see too the banding because it's been pushed through a processor.
what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I'm just out here minding my own business.
You just saw a UFO, and that's what you're going to talk about.
We have a man who appears to be laying down when a bright object seems to break orbit and deploy multiple smaller orbs, which jet off in opposing directions. If what the witness says is true...
Yeah, I'm going to say this is CGI. You can actually see the lens flare that he's adding to it. At first, what it looked like to me was like a rocket or something that was breaking up an atmosphere, or like a satellite or meteorite or something like that, which would explain those things. But yeah, I mean, it looks to
and
me
he is
like
at
it's
the space fence, then this is being filmed on the Kwajalein Atoll in the Marshall Islands. The space fence went live in 2020 by order of the US Space Force and is the world's most advanced radar.
Now that looks real. Let's see if we can figure out what this one is, because I'm pretty sure that this one is real.
This was taken in New York City sometime last year. A very strange pulsating blue light in the horizon has everyone on the street corner mesmerized.
What's weird is go back. Is it looks like it's coming from the top of this building here, right? With a little blue light on the top of it. So, well, let's just, do the research. So, New York City, blue glowing light. All right, mysterious blue light. Yeah, it's all over the place, right? Yep. All right, 3 seconds. Blue light floods New York City sky as transformer bursts into flames in Queens. There it is. You can actually see the transformer right there, lighting up the sky. It's just because the clouds were so low that it looks like it's a thing. And you might not see, you not be able to read this because I'm like, I have this reversed, but yeah, it's a blown transformer in Queens lighting up.
Mesmerized.
That's exactly what it looks like too. Okay.
Posted on TikTok by Indigenous Thought, a massive spherical object passes over the viewer by roughly 100 feet, followed by a pair of F-16 fighter jets.
Those are not
Take what you will
F-16s,
from
those
this
are
sighting.
F-35s.
Many in the comments that believe it's fake still think it.
You can't even identify planes. How are you going to identify UFOs? They're F-35s. Okay. Yeah.
It's good.
I think you just covered up the balloon. he had 3 jets and he covered up the balloon. Okay, those are cool. Stationary lights. Ooh, 4 lights, but 1 went out. Okay. And then the other 2 went out. All right.
According to a commentator on Instagram, this footage was filmed on the border of Oiapoque and French Guiana. What begins with 2 bright objects in the distance quickly becomes 4 then 2 again. Interesting. This was uploaded on TikTok by Mr. Sikar, with no backstory, unfortunately. There appears to be a whirlwind of objects several hundred feet in the air that resemble metal plates possibly interacting with one another.
I'm ignoring that
creating
one.
this daunting arch lighting effect over the...
Yeah. Yeah. And not only is it like behind there, but it's in front of there. It's, man, he really screwed up the CGI. There are also people just driving too while this is going on. Everybody in the entire area would have seen this.
storefronts below. The comments are comical, but no one is quickly dismissing it.
Quickly dismissing it. It looks like a drone. It looks like a it looks like a Christmas tree on top of a drone. Oh, come on. Yep.
According to the uploader, this was filmed over Uzbekistan a few years ago. And yes, you guessed it, there is no backstory to the video.
Of course there's
However,
not.
viewers are torn between this being a full-scale...
Like you can actually see where they added it as well. Like there was this there's like this
It's
stuff
very
that comes
impressive
off the side.
and gives us an idea just
And you can
how
actually
difficult
see too the pixel, like where they added the effect. And it's just it's a bloom. It doesn't match the bit rate of the thing. And this is super clear. This is super
it
fuzzy.
is to sort what is real and fake.
It's fake.
We had multiple viewers reach out to us after they say they spotted those rotating green lights in the sky. Now, Caden Little of Middletown reached out and he tells us he saw the lights around 10:30 or 11 last night. And take a look at this video he sent us. You can see a ring of bright green lights rotating in the sky. He saw the lights around 10:30 or 11 last night.
Yeah.
And take a look at this
That's a
video
cool one.
he sent us. You can see a ring of bright green lights rotating in the sky, and another video taken by Bryce Garrick also shows those lights. And then all of a sudden you can see the lights will quickly zoom off to the left of your screen, and then they just disappear.
Is that? I don't know, but it's going way slow. Is that?
I mean, did he
It's
just
turning. It's coming this way now. What
did we just skip over that?
I can't get this thing to zoom. That's not a plane. That is not a plane. That is not a plane. What is behind it? I don't know. That's not.
Well, why wouldn't you think it's a plane? It's blinking.
It is not. It is definitely.
So, put yourself in the situation, right? You're an alien and you're visiting another planet, and you want to not be seen. So why would you put a big freaking blinking light on your ship? It is that's obviously a plane.
Yes, you do. I need to. I want to.
Those look like marking lights, right? So just because you don't know what it is doesn't mean it's not a
Get
plane.
that other thing in the video too. There it is. That's weird. That is so weird. How do I zoom it? You can hear it. That's so weird.
It's we don't pick and choose our UFO stuff, like, because I thought they were supposed to be silent. Yeah. Yeah, that's just the light lighting up the part of the plane that you can see. Let's see what.
I can't even keep it in.
Let's see. I'm just curious. So what happens if we did a search for a plane with triangle lights and one blinking light? I don't know. I'm just, why not? Oh, this is so interesting. So I just did the search, and what came up was a plane with triangle lights and one blinking light is most likely a description of a military aircraft, specifically a stealth fighter, where the triangle lights represent the plane's distinctive shape, and the blinking light could be a navigation identification beacon. Yes. So I'm thinking it could be the F-117 stealth fighter. F-117. Yeah. There it is. I'll bring this over. Oh, come on. I want it zoomed in. There you go. Right. That right there. So you have a light on the front, light there, and a light there, and a light on the bottom for navigation purposes. Yeah. I mean, that makes perfect sense. Let's see if we can actually look up the lights on it. Would be very... Oh, you're going to love this one. Oh, you're going to love this one. Oh, no, wait a minute. No. That's funny though. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to do that either. There's a picture of it with the landing gears down and lit up. And it literally looks like exactly what they just posted. I'm seeing if I could get one from a different angle. So the navigation would have been on the bottom on that thing. Yeah, I think it's coming in for a landing. There. You can actually see. Oh my God. There it is. So you can actually see in the shot here. I can't point to it, but this orange light right here in the center, that's what they're seeing. That's the center light that's lighting up. When the wheels are down, each wheel, you can actually see it in this picture, has a light. So there's your 3 lights with the center blinking light. They're seeing an F-117.
The thing.
Yep.
It's almost like it's dragging whatever that is, but it's not dragging it.
Now that's
Whatever's blinking
so
behind it.
that behind it there is another F-117 with its wheels up. That's it. They're flying in formation.
I want to know what that is blinking behind it. They're definitely flying. Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Like you don't see the F-117 much in flying around, so it's actually really damn cool.
No.
Could also be a B-2.
Did you get any video?
I think it's the B-2. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, the B-2 looks identical to that. Looks like Flight of the Navigator. Honestly, the way it's moving, it looks like it's a balloon. How far away is it? Wait a minute, why are we... Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a balloon.
Sighted over the capital city of Medellin, Colombia, in 2022. This object floats above the cityscape, hovering with minimal movement, with slight banking from left to right.
Yeah, when the wind
It kind of
catches
reminds me of the old Disney movie, Flight of the Aviator, in its dimensions.
Flight of the Navigator.
According to the website, latestUFOsightings.net, the original author of this capture told the outlet, A friend of mine captured this object in the skies above Medellin. Said it was stationary and rocking back and forth. There was a red glow underneath. It remained stationary. He said it was one solid object and rotated.
Oh, I see the
upside
red glow
down.
now. What he's talking about.
Definitely not a hang glider. It remained
I can see it now. What he's talking about. Okay. Ooh. All right, wait, let's take a look at that. What would that be? Let's see. No. Because it does look like a balloon. It looks like a balloon that's deflated, maybe? I'm going to say that that's a... like they have some of those blimps that they're trying to rebuild for under not balloon but blimp. It's not even a blimp. They have another term for that, but yeah. Mystery airship. No. For some reason, they want to keep showing these mysterious red glows over Pacific, which they look like something else, but
stationary and tilted against the wind.
it
I've
almost
seen
looks
hang
like.
gliders in Medellin. I don't think this is that.
No, I don't think it's a.
I'll leave it to you to
The
decide.
shape of it is weird.
Extraterrestrial or something entirely else. A month or so ago, we made a short of this video here.
Oh yeah, this one.
That was
I've seen
captured
this one
by a
before.
pilot of a Cessna T-303 Crusader.
It's a balloon.
This too has very sleek shapes like the prior video. Accounts from the pilot and co-pilot
Yeah,
had this
that's
to say.
that's definitely a balloon.
The object was first seen floating stationary at a specific point between Medellin and Santa Fe. He and his co-pilot, Daniel, were flying towards Medellin when they noticed the object.
Yeah.
As they approached the UAP, it suddenly moved towards them, prompting Arteaga to ask Daniel if he saw and heard it. Arteaga then turned the plane around, capturing the first video of the stationary object. As he was filming, the object moved slightly, and he began to hunt it with the aircraft.
He could begin to
At
hunt
this
it
point,
with
the
aircraft.
UAP started moving towards them.
Yeah.
Arteaga managed to avoid the object while flying at a speed of 130 to 140 knots, which is roughly over 300 kilometers per hour.
And it was sitting still. So the same thing, Medellin, Colombia. Man, so whatever it is, it's over Colombia. All right.
¿Qué es eso?
Just as we were becoming familiar with one style of UAP, UFO, we have yet another object in the vicinity of Colombia's capital, Medellin, taken in 2021. Unfortunately, not much context is given by the author. The structure appears to have
get
a
it to where it's not going all over the place.
flat head surface, with perhaps a square body. It fails to give off much of its signature to the viewer. Some in the comments speculate they are seeing a kite, a balloon, and some believing that it's fire coming from the bottom that is giving off the reddish-orange cone-like shapes.
No.
Judging by the zoom out and the depth of scale,
Wow.
the object would need to be at least 1,000 feet in the air. I'm just...
How good is their camera? I ask because zoomed out, it's really crappy. Zoomed in, it's crystal clear.
and the depth of scale, reddish-orange cone-like shapes. Judging by the zoom out and the depth of scale, the object would need to be at least 1,000 feet in the air. I'm
So from this, they saw it and zoomed in perfectly and held it that way.
just going to
Nope.
say that is a lot of kite string, if it is.
It's not a kite string. That was added later. It's like they see these little objects and then they zoom in perfectly on them.
Ya no lo veo.
Yeah, see, that's
Ah,
just,
ya lo vi.
that is more how you would zoom in on that object. That other one was a fake, 100% a fake, that last one. This one I believe. And you can see it's like catching the wind.
Sí, marica, es un ovni. Es un ovni, voy a hacer la perspectiva.
Ask yourself, what would an alien craft look like in your mind? This object spotted over Colombia's capital is one that has all the bells and whistles of what I would consider extraterrestrial. It gives off no evidence of a propulsion system.
I wonder if there's like
it's leaving no contrails, and just seems to stay in its own envelope of flight, with no visible windows, lights, or front to back. However, at the end, we do see it start to land in a perfect vertical drop, with no sway, intriguing to say the least. As you can imagine, many in the comments are frustrated. The author didn't go to the site of its landing, while others write the object off as nothing more than an inflatable or large drone.
Yeah,
February 2020,
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
An Airbus A320 is soaring over once again the capital city Medellin of Colombia. The pilot captures a quick glimpse of his altimeter, revealing the craft is 30,000 feet in the air. Then, without hesitation, points his smartphone outside the cockpit to capture yet another object similar to the previous videos.
Yeah.
The object, however, gives off a bit more geometry, revealing a cube-like structure, yet no sign of a propulsion system, or characteristics of a plane, drone, or anything else. Many in the comments share their own personal experiences with an object of similar appearance. One commentator states that they too are a pilot and have seen this object above Michigan at 41,000 feet.
Yeah. So I was going to show a picture of this. Come on, pause it, please. Thank you. So, most weather balloons, well, they're kind of all over the place. So most weather balloons are like round. And what happens, I'm trying to find a picture of this because there's different types. Here, I'll just pull this over. So there's a weather balloon, there's a clear one, there's the round one that a lot of them use. Here's another one, and you can see that this one has a different shape. This is a tethered one. There's a clear one. There's more of the typical orange one. There's another one, blah, 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 right? Whatever. You know, you kind of get the idea. They're all over the place. They're not all made the same. There's one as well. And it's shaped with square edges. Let's see. Yeah, there's another one. Yeah, and then there's one popping. So they kind of pop, and then they lower their things later. They send these things up every day, because that's how we detect weather that's coming in. Is they're putting these things up every day, figuring out what the weather is doing kind of far away. Yeah, there's another one. You can just see they're all over. They're different shapes, colors, sizes. So, and some of them have these ribbons in them, and if they break, they can form all different kinds of things as well. So, anytime that I like the eyeball one. But anytime you see weather balloons, like look, here you go. It's right there. Doesn't that look like the UFO? And oh my God, is this the one that was in Colombia? With the red thing underneath? Oh, that would be hilarious. And then you got the suspected Chinese one that has all the equipment on it. And then you've got, and then some of them have these big arrays attached to it. This is the high altitude one as well. So you can't just assume that like just because it has a square shape, it's not a balloon. And that looks like exactly like what we just saw. Which they're all coming from the same area, which means I bet that there's a company putting up these squarish balloons all over the place as weather balloons.
Se quedó estátil, se quedó quietecito. Se quedó quieto, no se mueve. En un solo punto.
If they deflate or they go down, they get carried by the wind the wrong direction. and then when they pop, they're just going to fall down
mira
because
que
they
no
don't
me
want the
veas,
equipment
Rafa, está
damaged.
ahí.
It's just going to drop kind of straight. They have these little kind of, I wouldn't call them parachutes, but look at that. I mean, it's just...
With a little help from Google Translate, this video was captured by Antioquia, Colombia, on November 8th, 2020.
Colombia again. So there's
Allegedly, there was dozens of people who caught this strange object in the sky.
5 objects that look
appears to be
exactly
locked in
the
place.
same.
This low
in
orbit
Colombia.
object has a similar underbelly appearance and a shiny
That's it.
metallic coat.
That is exactly the picture that I just put up there.
From TikTok, we have another sighting from the area of Medellin, Colombia. This sadly has no backstory to go along with it, but is arguably, in my opinion, one of the better UFO captures.
No, there it is. That's exactly the picture I just showed.
Diamond-shaped metallic craft, suspended in low altitude that doesn't seem to be at all affected by wind. With some unidentifiable details facing the camera, many in the comments think it's the eye of a pyramid, while others are just impressed on how clear it is.
Yeah, it's exactly that one I just showed.
On March 11th, a 9.0 earthquake struck the area of Fukushima, Japan.
Yeah.
The 9.0 magnitude quake was so forceful, it shifted the Earth off its axis. It triggered a tsunami which swept over the main island of Honshu, killing more than 18,000 people.
Did he say it
and
was in
wiping
Japan?
entire
Didn't hit in
towns off the
Japan,
map.
hit in Indonesia.
At the
I can't
Fukushima
remember if he
nuclear
said that
power
or not.
plant, the gigantic wave surged over defenses and flooded the reactors, sparking a major disaster. Authorities set up an exclusion zone which grew larger and larger as radiation leaked from the plant, forcing more than 150,000 people to evacuate from the area. As the sun set, cameras around the nuclear plant started capturing 10 glowing objects hovering above the plant. Allegedly, people seen these orbs coming out of the water from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. when they finally all vanished at once. This would occur again the next night. This is just one sample of the objects seen over Fukushima in 2011. In fact, there is so much activity in this area that in 2021, a UFO research facility was opened in a town near Fukushima called Iino, which is known as the UFO town. We also have this footage above the Fukushima nuclear plant in 2011, shortly after the disaster. What some are calling a slip-up or leaked content from the German media group NDR, who originally filmed it. We have a massive line-shaped object hovering slowly in the evening sky. Some in the comments, however, believe it is nothing, but an illusion caused by being filmed in a helicopter. I will let you decide.
It looks like a blimp.
And one last video of what seems to be a fleet of UFOs was captured above Fukushima days after the disaster. This dazzling display of lights have a very synchronized showing and then implode and vanish from view. This sighting was spotted in Southern California on June 23, 2023. The details are limited as usual, but from what I can gather, the object was captured from the driver's side window of possibly the I-8 or I-15 freeway that passes through some arid regions. There is a red aura or propulsion color emitting from the object with a metallic shine off the front.
Now that is the video. That's from the video.
Recent video, we looked at the UFOs from Colombia, and many seem to share this shape. Some believe it to be a balloon, while others a new surveillance drone that the American government is using to watch its citizens. What do you think?
Balloon? Looks like a balloon to me. With a crappy camera.
So alien obsessed. You didn't brush your teeth, did you?
It's like a balloon.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Like one of those healing, like
It's a
what is it?
balloon.
Oh, what are they called?
It's gotta be a balloon.
It's a weather balloon. Yeah. Probably.
It's afraid of sleeping in his own bed before it's a UFO.
Here, hold the tongs.
No.
It's definitely gotta be a balloon.
Wait a minute. The guy is saying the entire time, that's a balloon. It's a balloon. And then you upload it and then it's like all of a sudden not a balloon now? It's an... come on. It's a balloon. Why do we have to do that? Yep. Weather balloon. That's exactly what that looks like.
It does not appear to be moving like a plane at all.
So the higher the altitude they get, they thin out.
Very weird.
So we're just going to keep showing weather balloons.
A family driving home on the freeway caught these objects on their phone. Appears to be two objects both breaking orbit, with a light contrail leading from their entry. Sadly, no more information is given about the location where this was recorded. What do you think it might be?
I don't know. What is this? What's going to happen here? So we got 3 lights.
This footage comes from Manaus, Brazil. A group of onlookers watch as 3 objects descend rapidly out of the nighttime sky, then steadily slow down. The lowest object vanishes out of sight, leaving the middle object to suspend for a moment, then slowly fade away, as the last object we expect to burn out kind of regains some altitude and just lingers before finally fading as well. The last object's behavior suggests it might be something more than simply night skydivers or meteorites.
So we're going to assume that they're skydivers with lights attached to their ankles or something like that. Night skydivers. It's kind of cool. It looks like something from Harry Potter.
Being called the Wire, this strange object was seen along the highway, in what appears to be a rural area. Just when you think you've seen every shape imaginable, this comes along.
So, whoa.
View.
That was weird. It disappeared. That was really weird. I think I've seen something like this before. So it feels like it's geez, people are the worst. Trying to find like images of what I think this is. So let's see. Yeah, it's not really showing what I'm looking for here. I've seen something like this before, and I can't
Viewers
remember
of the original
what.
post are completely baffled, one calling it a trap set by aliens. Please share your thoughts in the comments.
It's a trap. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like something kind of like popped or something like that. These are all, to me, these are all the same objects. It's just
Captured
like
on a road trip, this UFO has a very common orb shape that I see most.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to show is like I saw this. Here it is. So this is a picture. I'm trying to get it to where it's better. Oh, come on. I just want to go to the picture. I don't want to go to... So it's not actually going to show it. Wow, this is not good. All right, well, I'll just pull this over. So here, this is the one I wanted to show you. Is this one here. So when it launches, you can see how the shape changes as the pressure. So it's a pressure issue. So the pressure at this point is the inside is greater or is not as much as the outside. So the pressure is less. And then as it goes up, the pressure decreases because lack of atmosphere. So it expands out. So when it gets to higher altitudes, I'm not saying space like, you know, but just as balloons get higher altitudes, especially these thin ones, they flatten out. So when they start from the earth, from the surface, they are that long view. Some of them aren't, but the majority of them are. And then as it floats up, it expands out more and more and more. So it's the way that they look. So whenever you are looking at something like that, that is
while
just
going
looks like a
through
balloon.
videos. If you watch the video we did on Colombian sightings, nearly all of them were orb, or in one case, turtle shell shaped. However, it could just be a balloon, as one commentator suggests.
It looks just like a balloon.
Spotted in Poland this summer, here is another perfect example of a common orb-type object that we continue to see around the world. In April, the Pentagon released
It is
a newly
amazing how
declassified
across
video
the
of an
world
orb,
balloons look
just like this
the
one
same.
soaring above the Middle East.
How can you look at that and not just think immediately
The following
balloon? That's
clip
the first
originates
thought
from
I would
Hawaii
have.
in 2015. Allegedly, a tropical storm had just passed through the area
Allegedly.
when a tourist at a local resort recorded this on their camera.
Allegedly, a
According to
tropical
the
storm.
source of the uploader UFO and Aliens, this footage was analysed by the MUFON, or Mutual UFO Network, which is a non-profit organisation of volunteers who study reported UFO sightings. It is one of the oldest and largest organisations of its kind. In their analysis, they found no computer-generated material and believe the sighting to be authentic. The object is said to measure between 2 to 4 meters in diameter, or 6.5 to 13 feet. Commentators aren't completely on board with this, with some believing it's nothing but fishing wire or an old tin can. As one person points out, it is still a UFO, as it hasn't been identified. In
There
any
you go.
case, it does have an interesting
Oh my God. Look at that. You know what that looks like? It looks like a looks like a pulley off of a car. Like a water pump pulley. Yeah. It looks, oh my God, it looks exactly like a water pump pulley to me. Why is this not really, oh, because it's that. There we go. Here, let me get a better picture of it. Na 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 da 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 da. All right, visit that. And boop. Just turn it on its side a little more. I mean, but you know, it's a little like someone had modified it, but that's a water pump pulley.
futuristic look to it.
I thought the ghost people were a bit crazy, but these, like, the UFO guys, they really take the cake on everything's a UFO.
Posted to Twitter by UFO Hunter, the following footage is by an anonymous source who seems to be recording strange lights coming through a thick fog or smoke that is completely obscuring the nature of these orb lights.
Right.
I ain't never seen those in the sky in my life. Look how bright the fucking sky is, though. Am I tripping?
Yes.
If I'm tripping, tell me I'm tripping.
You're tripping.
If I'm tripping, tell me I'm tripping.
You're tripping. I keep telling you you're tripping. But, you know. Where did he say he was? Let's see if we can find this. Where is it? I think I know what this is. So, what were they called? They're not. Yeah, I know it's not going to find how I wanted to say it. So, in certain areas of the country, especially I think in the Northeast, you have these things that they're called moon lamps. Moon lamp. Maybe I'm looking up the wrong. Moon, is it moonlight? So basically what it is that there's these large towers, and inside the large, on the top of the large towers, they have all these huge lights that are in a circular pattern. And the idea is that it lights up the entire area. And they've gone away. Like, they used to be all over. And then especially in this area, there's only like 3 or 4 now that are around. But that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like one of those old lights. And you can actually see one on Rick and Morty. they do, like there was a scene where they come out, is when they turn into, wow, I can't even think right now. Here it is. Yeah. It's the one where they have to relax and stuff like that. And then they go up to this tower. And on the top of the tower, they're doing this tour, but above this, there's all these lights above. And that's what this is. This is they're taking a tour of one of these moonlights towers. So
What
these
the
exist
fuck
in
is
real
that?
life. That's the top of that building. Yeah.
I ain't crazy. I promise y'all, I ain't crazy.
That's what it looks like to me.
Could this be multiple objects hovering in the daytime sky? Or is it simply, as one commentator suggests, stadium lights beaming through the mists?
Stadium light actually
The
makes
lights
more
appear
sense.
to break apart at times, forming up to 4 uniquely sized orbs.
No, it's because it's
before the zoom
focusing in
merges
and
them
out.
again.
It looks like it's moving. It just focuses in and out of the thing. so it
Posted to
looks like
Twitter
they're
by
moving.
Ghost X Activity, this video shows a driver allegedly on the United Kingdom who spots numerous bright objects cascading
I need to
from the
find
daytime sky.
what those things are
There
called.
also seems to be some lightning and a possible thunderstorm occurring. Check it out.
That's a kind of a cool one.
As you can imagine, the comments have many weighing in on their thoughts.
All right,
about
so I
what-
found the picture that I wanted to. They're called moon towers, is what they're called. And actually, I think I found the picture. Yeah, in Austin. And here's a good picture of it. So here's the moon tower. So there it is on the top of that tower. And I think that was the exact area. So he was off here. He focused in on like that building over there, I think. But this is a moon tower. And there's the lights on top of it. Not as big as grandiose as the other one, but they used to be all over the area. And at night, you know, it would look like that guy was looking. See, look how tall it is. So if it was really foggy and that's what you saw, and you would think that it was like a UFO or something like that.
What these burning ember-like objects are. Some suggest flares, Chinese lanterns, drones, and one speculating the sun is having babies. I'll
Sun's
leave it
having
to you
babies.
to decide.
That's a good one. I don't know what that is. I think that's real. I don't have an explanation for it. I think I know what that is. I'm just gonna. When they're obvious, he doesn't explain them. He just goes right past it, like we're going to ignore this. I think it was something on the window, and then it flicked off at the last second. That's the sun. Mm-hmm. It's pretty. So it's foggy. Yeah.
We're either being surrounded by friggin' UFOs or the Coast Guard.
Those look like towers. So you're either that's a city off in the distance where they're coming from. Oh my god. My brain hurts. All right, so it's a foggy day. You saw all the fog. So you're not going to see the buildings through this. You're going to see the lights. So he's either around an area that has reflections off of the buildings because the sun's off. Behind him to the left, they're hitting the top of the buildings. They're reflecting through the fog. Yeah.
They've been coming on. They work.
No information is given about the original context of this video, except from what we can gather, which appears to be a handheld camcorder recording of a group of men out at sea in late August of 1994. No sight of land, so we can assume this might be a commercial boat.
It's not a commercial boat. It's a little boat. It's a fishing boat, and they're coming from probably Miami. And that is the reflection of the buildings off Miami. So you can see the fishing poles. It's a fishing boat.
A hive of red lights appear to begin forming in clusters, clearly making the captain feel uncomfortable. We see a lot of ruby red UFOs that unfortunately are always too blurry to get a good read on. For example, this footage here was caught by Sim Kai Scott from Baltimore, Maryland, who was returning home with his shopping when he spotted these red lights. According to Penn News, he stated, "When I first looked up, there were 6, maybe 7 big, bright orange lights. They were distinctly orange, solid and round. I also thought they were awfully bright to be seen under the streetlights in the city."
That is true.
In an unexpected moment last year during a committee hearing on UFOs, Republican Mike Gallagher from Wisconsin pressed Pentagon officials on claims that a glowing red orb once shut down nuclear weapons in Montana. Gallagher also raised eyebrows by asking about a high-profile report.
This guy has a really weird way of saying words. It shut down UFO weapons. I think what he meant to say was a nuclear reactor. And it wouldn't have shut it down. You don't shut them down. But it would have caused the airspace around it to be questioned.
Of a glowing red orb that was reportedly observed over Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana in 1967, in which 10 of our nuclear ICBMs were rendered inoperable. Uploaded by Shayla Kesseth of the Facebook group UFO, UAP News, videos and chat recently in Albuquerque, New Mexico. 3 reddish orbs in the nighttime sky, holding a tight pattern, are seen a few hundred feet in the air. As one blinks away from view, the running lights of a helicopter can be seen blinking nearby, that routinely circles the objects. There almost seems to be something very dark that is obscuring some of the orbs, because as we reach the end of the clip, 2 more orbs fizzle in and out of view.
Wonder what those could be. That's a pretty cool one. Yeah. I know what that is. It took me a while to figure that out. And the helicopter was filming. So that is nighttime skydiving divers. And so what this is I'm not going to show the video of it. So what these guys do is they drop down, they have these things attached to their face, to their here we go, to their ankles. So what you saw was them coming down, grabbing their parachutes, they're flying around, and then they all pop their sparkly bits, and you got a helicopter flying around getting footage of them. You know, as you would. This is a pretty obvious one. Let's see if I can find it like a better thing. Yeah, and I mean, and these guys go a bit crazy. Look at that. That is a massive amount. So this is upside down. So think about all of that. If you saw that in the middle of the night from that far away, well, there's your red lights. And then get all patriotic. America! But not UFO, just America. Yeah. And then see when they pull their chute, they hit these lights on, and that's what you see at the end there. So you have a whole row of them. You have the helicopter there videotaping them. And then these guys pull the pyrotechnic on their ankles. There you go. See? All at the same time. And they're all moving in the same direction. Yep. That's an easy one. Good job, me. All right. Florida. Nothing strange happens there. Must be a gator. Hey, Teresa. Okay, can I just say this looks like a bug on a screen, on the screen. This looks like a bug running on the screen. I don't think it is, but see, like, what's that? What is that? It's just a big roach on the screen. Yeah, this is.
Se ve perfecto. No mames. Se ve perfecto. Órale. ¿Tú te estás grabando, cabrón? No mames. Sí, está el foquito prendido. Puta madre. O sea, se ve. Esa madre, padrísimo. Qué pedo, bárbaro. No mames, no es un avión de esa madre. Qué pedo. No mames, cabrón.
Oh my god. Pie plate on a string. And he's going behind the building, so I don't think
the first reaction to anyone who sees this video is the obvious wobble, making most viewers to quickly dismiss it as nothing but string and a hubcap. However, a team that did the special effects for the movie Titanic were not so quickly dismissive of what they saw.
And as it goes, that figure, you zoom in and the figure gets bigger.
Right.
Yeah, that's a difficult effect to do.
Yeah, the first thing we noticed was just that if it was done as an effect, it was done seamlessly because the zoom part it's natural. The hand holding of the camera is all natural, and whatever that is stays exactly with it perfectly.
How was it done?
My theory in looking at it is it looks like it's being suspended from something above, like a helicopter. It's so far away and hazy that if there was a cable there, you wouldn't see it.
Am I correct in hearing that you both agree this did exist over these buildings on that day when these pictures were shot?
No. Don't fall for the trap.
You disagree whether it's a man-made hoax or a real deal craft of some sort.
From what we've been able to look at, it looks like either it was done amazingly well from a CG point of view, like in a computer effects place or something like that. But I don't really believe that. There's just too many things that make it look like it was really, really there. It was photographed in the camera, meaning that it wasn't affected afterward. Like, for instance, when it goes behind the building, the way the edge breaks apart is kind of consistent with the way video consumer cameras just kind of break up on those edges.
This looks like this guy's over Skywalker Ranch. And I haven't seen an explanation of what causes this. That why, like, there's certain areas that they can just put cameras up. I mean, I think some of them could be said that they're like satellites, planes, stuff like that. But then you get like certain videos of where they stop, move back around again, and then go. These are all moving in straight lines. So and then they shoot the laser light up at them, and then they come down. There's a great documentary that we saw about people that meditate out in these areas, and when all of them meditate at the same time and they align their thoughts, that UFOs come to visit and actually interact with the green laser lights as they point them in the sky. But if this is a place that you can see UFOs, there's like tens of thousands that appear in a night. So like this kind of stuff, like I've seen legitimate people go out and do these, and I think these are real. I don't think that these are faked or anything like that. But I also think, too, they're so zoomed in, you don't know what you're looking at. It's pretty. And seriously, like, if they were aliens and they're going to come to destroy us, stop shooting green lasers at them. Do you want aliens? That's how you get aliens. But my first reaction is that these are high orbit satellites that you normally wouldn't see because the clouds, the atmosphere, or in the daylight. That's my first reaction. I don't know if it's true or not, but man, that's a lot of time spent on this. Come on.
Vanishing. Commentators are torn between this being simply a reflection, Captain Marvel, Superman, and of course extraterrestrial.
Yeah, I was on the window.
What do you think?
Right at him. And now he's turning.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Flashed.
Yeah, you see him?
Yeah, it just flashed.
Is it a bug?
I'm lasering at him, and he's curving. Shit, that right.
This footage was caught by a group out in Big Bear Lake, California. And what's interesting about this is how the UFO reacts when hit with a laser pointer. It's almost as if it's trying to perform evasive maneuvers to get away from it.
No.
It's like a bug in the air. Green laser lights, they can be seen, but I don't think they go that far. So like, yeah, 328 feet. No, I don't want to find measures. Blah, blah, blah. How far can a laser measure? 100 to 1,000 feet. Yeah. So, I mean, that's as far as it can measure. So I think that was a bug.
Moving. No, that's a UFO for sure.
Okay, that's pretty good.
No, it's like that thing they show on. Oh, whoa. What is that?
Michael Daniels captured 5 green lights moving around the night sky near Spicewood, Texas. Many in the comments expressed similar experiences seeing these objects, ranging well over a decade. Some expressed skepticism by how the camera tracked so flawlessly, with the 2 breaking off from the cluster. What do you think?
Well, what I thought was their reactions. It moved, and then 10 seconds later, they were like, whoa. Don't buy it.
The helicopter's going toward it now.
It looks like a balloon. It looks like a loose balloon that they're...
It's checking it out. It's like, what's going on?
Captured by Julian Lopez over Los Angeles, California. This footage is roughly 5 years old, but was witnessed by dozens
another one
at
of
the
those
time, making it very
spy
compelling
balloons,
evidence.
Chinese spy balloons?
If you watched our recent video, we covered a brief segment on the conference by NASA concerning UAPs held on May 31st. The metallic orb they discussed seems very similar to this object.
This is a typical example of the thing that we see most of. We see these all over the world, and we see these in making very interesting.
Okay, so what are we looking at here? So Middle East MQ9 observed apparent spherical UAP via electro-optical sensors. A camera. Wow. Unresolved active archive they got NASA over another logo and then live. This is just some guy's YouTube channel.
Apparent different maneuvers.
And then they cut to NASA real quick, and then they cut back.
What the fuck is that thing, bro?
Bruh. Sorry. Just reaction on this is
From
hilarious.
UFO sightings on Facebook, we have another orb-like object above Northampton, UK. Unfortunately, very little else is known about the onlooker. Some in the comments suggest it's a balloon,
It's a balloon.
kite, or a drone.
Okay.
Personally,
How
it seems
many
quite large to be any of
weather
those, and appears to be a few hundred feet off the ground.
Are launched
I will leave it to you to decide. Captured in August of
every
2020,
year.
one of Mr. MM3's viewers submitted a video that she captured around midnight in an undisclosed area.
That's midnight? Where are you at midnight
We see two
that looks like
orbs that
that?
appear to be flaming and giving off some manner of
They're flaming.
exhaust while maneuvering in the night sky.
Yeah.
Suddenly, two more orbs enter from the left and seem to engage with the others as they careen towards each other in a kind of joust.
And they're going to come back
This
again.
repeats several times before they disengage. Like so many videos of this nature, we just don't have any more details to go on.
Well, you could just assume that those are skydivers doing night skydiving at midnight, which doesn't look like
From
midnight.
latest Stufos on TikTok, this sighting is believed to come from Montreal, Canada. Very little else is given about the details. The lady is very concerned by what she is witnessing, as an object flies over the city skyline and behind one of the taller buildings. Some of the audio had to be muted to spare you the obscenities. There seems to be 4 different objects here, as we can see with the first pass and the second 12 minutes later. At first we see a wing formation, which is perfectly symmetrical. Then the object on the left seems to drop down below the dimmer light objects. Some argue in comments that it is simply helicopters or a reflection.
Yeah, so it does look like, because she's looking through the glass. These glasses are multi-layered. So this and this and this and this and this and this are, they're all the same. They're all the same. This is the same object. She just has a triple paned window.
While others are convinced it is
1,
of
2,
alien
3.
make. What do you think?
Yep, and you can actually see it blinking. It's a helicopter. So the question that I had was, how many weather balloons? How many weather balloons? Here's a question for you, Teresa. How many weather balloons do you think are launched in a year? And specifically weather balloons, not other type of balloons, not dirigibles, not hot air balloons, not anything else, just specifically weather balloons that are released. 6. You think 6 weather balloons are launched a year? The answer is 500,000. More than 500,000 weather balloons are launched worldwide each year. Meteorological, weather balloons, amateur and educational, but they're all weather balloons. 500,000. Yeah. Yeah. And then you wonder why we're all seeing the same spherical shape that's in lower atmosphere. Yeah, they're weather balloons. We launch so many of them.
There is a series of pictures involving alien autopsies and cadavers being prepped for dissection.
Yeah.
Many of the pictures seem to depict those with burns from possibly chemicals or fire. Several months ago, a member of the UFO Reddit community posted about the Varginha crash in Brazil. Allegedly, ammonia lingered around the city for days. In the area, the alien crash survivors were discovered. If aliens are ammonia-based the moment their controlled atmosphere is compromised, you would expect rapid physical changes in a rich oxygen and nitrogen environment. However...
So typically, I think that there just in the United States, there are multiple launch sites for weather balloons. And I know that they launch daily. So they have patterns that they launch. Just, I tell you, like I look up weird stuff all the time. And I saw this video on how do you forecast the weather, and the way that you have to forecast the weather is by going up in the upper atmosphere to see what's going on, because you can't just detect that stuff from the ground. So they launch daily, every single day, across the United States, they are putting these weather balloons up, and then as they go the atmosphere, they're detecting pressure and everything else, and then they feed that into the model, and that's how they know that it might rain in a few days or whatever. And if you ever want to like really go down a rabbit hole of like what big data looks like, it's the weather prediction, the weather service. They do massive amounts of data that makes everything else kind of look like nothing.
It is also very
Huge.
possible these are photos from the 1990s show X-Files. No one on Twitter seems to know their origination.
Pose!
This strange light phenomenon was captured in Shenyang, China, in September of 2021.
Shenyang.
Residents are seen taking pictures of the bizarre light formation that appears to rise from behind a building. Some meteorologists in China...
Is this the place I'm thinking? If my wife's watching, she'll know. This is the place I actually want to go. Let's see. Yeah, this could be it. So if this is where I think it is, then this is nothing. Let me see if I can find it. It's Chongqing. So I think this is a different place.
Claim the phenomenon is based on two main factors. One is thick clouds, and the second is a lot of water vapor. I've always found thick clouds and water vapor led to rain, not to 100-story celestial-looking giants.
I think that's a plane, and it's just got an optical illusion on it. But this is the place that I thought that he was referring to, and this is called Shangqing, and this is not CGI. This is the way that this city looks. It is absolutely insane. That is not AI or CGI. And those are all built on these huge like this is actually, it goes through the apartment building, the subway does. And we saw a video on it, and the place is like on cliffs, but it is like, I was hoping to find better pictures. Yeah, that's the main reason we want to go there, is for the food. Hot pot. But like, you could go into a building and go up to the 23rd floor, and you would exit and you'd be on the ground floor. And then like, you would walk out and you'd be in a park or something like that. And then you would realize that you're actually 10 stories up on this ground floor. It's so weird. If you ever like check out videos on this place, and you'd look down and you'd see the highway underneath where you're sitting. And then you would go from there and you would reach like the 30th floor of another building, and you could go up another 20 floors, and you could go down 30 floors. It is this place is insane on how crazy it is. And it is a big tourist city. And I think it's considered to be the largest city in the world, only because of the way that it's classified. But yeah, look at that. That's one of the places that me and the wife want to go. And so if you see that and you see those lights that they were showing, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That looks like it would be in a futuristic city, you know.
Captured on May 28th, 2023 in the midwestern state of Iowa. Two Tic Tac-like objects seem to be joined, traversing the daytime sky. These two Tic Tac UFOs are in perfect unison with their movements.
I think this one's a plane. I think it's just at a weird angle, and that's the wing that you're seeing there.
We don't see any exhaust vapors, or hear any sounds emitting
Yeah,
from
I
them.
mean, it might not be enough.
Also, nothing appears to be tethering them together in the middle either.
Yeah, I don't think it's that.
Reste ici, Rémi.
Ok,
Rémi, reste ici, viens voir.
ok, je vais la rechercher.
Ah oui, tu l'as. Reste
This
ici,
is
Rémi.
one that this is the one I was looking at earlier, and I was trying to figure out what it is. Because it looks like this is like some sort of exhaust or something like that. I'm more thinking that it's high enough that you're getting a reflection from the sun, and that this is just shiny. But I don't know. This is the one I couldn't figure out what it was at all.
C'est un vaisseau.
Like not off the top of my head. And then it kind of, they say it shifts, shape shifts, but I think it's just rotating.
Vite, vite, viens voir.
Oh merde, j'ai perdu un key.
I mean, I'm assuming that that's like it, that there's a jet and that this is like it's going so fast, it's going up, but don't know.
Merde. Ah, je capote.
Captured in Quebec, Canada in 2018, this family captures a very colourful object in the daytime sky. Some commenters argue the object is transforming from two objects into one.
Yeah, see, like right there, it looks like it's formed, but I think this is just shiny here, and it's just reflecting.
If you speak French, please let us.
It's hard to
know
get
what
like
they are
there. I think that's the best angle we're gonna get. Yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming it's a jet, some sort of jet, but it is very weird. Like it's almost like a squarish look to it.
saying in the comments.
I mean, if it is a UFO, it's the weirdest UFO I've ever seen. Or a flying saucer, I should say. See, I even use the wrong terms.
Con el mío sí se alcanza a ver bien, güey. Ahorita se los paso. Sí.
Yep.
Güey.
Look at that little guy. That could be a drone.
¿Y si es una nave? A huevo hay que tomarnos el día.
In what might possibly be a truck stop in South America, or the border between the US and Mexico, a group in safety vests are excited about an orb-like object, several hundred feet away in the overcasted sky. Remarkably, the object is quite clear and focused.
Yeah, you can actually see, like, there's something on the top and it's got all these things in the bottom. I wonder if
and we can see a rigid pattern on its exterior.
Do we on the border use
we see a lot of orb-shaped objects, but this is the first time I've seen
surveil
one so
the border.
defined. In the western region of the UK, in a place called Ystragan-Lace, Wales, this footage was captured July 26, 2023. At least 3 tic-tac objects can be seen sharing the daytime sky. There doesn't appear to be any contrails from any sort of propulsion or sound. They continue to zigzag back and forth, remaining in the location, refraining from large separations.
Yeah, apparently we do use UAVs to monitor the
in this
the
other
border.
video, we have a very similar looking tic-tac object all the way across the
Kinda
pond
looks
in
like
Bristol,
that, actually.
Indiana, that was recorded just a month earlier in the daytime sky. Once again, no sign of contrails of an exhaust or sound. This tic-tac object simply moves effortlessly, traversing
It doesn't
thousands
look
of
like a
feet up.
tic-tac.
Sadly, the person who recorded this footage struggled with keeping the object zoomed in, but nonetheless it does give us some outline characteristic.
Does it though? Yeah. That is not a tic-tac shaped object. That is obviously a balloon. I don't know where he got tic-tac object from. Yeah, the reason why it's changing shape is because the camera is not keeping up with it. Look at this. Yeah. It's his movement. It is not the object that's changing shape. That's enough. Come on.
On July 10th of this year, a resident of Menlo Park, California, with I assume his son, captured a metallic sphere hovering in the daytime sky. The witness stated as they watched for several minutes, the object slowly ascended higher into the sky and eventually vanished.
Yeah,
I know this one is.
میخوام بزنم ولی
I know this one
هرچی
is.
هم شلیک میکنن از که نمیرسه بهش قبلش فشنگا
Recorded back on July 14th of this year, in an urban area of Iran, this footage shows a bright orb in the nighttime sky. According to the Facebook poster of this video, the Iranian military opened fire on the object, as we can see with the tracer rounds lighting up the bullet path. This doesn't seem to have any effect on the bright object, that just continues to stay suspended in the air.
Yep. So
what you are about to see is
so
a speech
that
given
video,
by Paul Hellyer.
What that video looked like to me was target practice. That they put a flare on like a weather balloon or something like that, threw it up in the sky, and then allowed, recruits to shoot at it to figure out, how they would actually attack a drone or something like that. In the past, what they would do is actually tow a target behind a plane, or they use now target drones, like this guy right here, and that's what they used to use. So they would set up these giant rockets, throw them up into the sky, and then have
a former defense minister for
then
Canada
have them
in the
shoot it down.
1960s. What he says is simply astonishing and would be immediately thrown out as nonsense by anyone without his credibility. Here is his keynote speech, given at the X conference in 2008.
What's he going to say?
Decades ago,
let's see. Is he going to talk
visitors
about
from other
UFOs?
planets warned us about where we were headed and offered to help. But instead, we, or at least some of us, interpreted their visits as a threat and decided to shoot first and ask questions after. The inevitable result was that some of our planes were lost, but how many were due to retaliation and how many were as a result of our own stupidity is a moot point. Wilbert Smith, one of the first Canadians to take an active interest in the subject of UFOs, asked the visitors about the accidental destruction of our aircraft by flying into the vicinity of a flying saucer. The response, and this is Wilbur's words, we were informed that although a few of our aircraft had come to an unfortunate end by what they considered the colossal stupidity of our pilots, they were now taking corrective measures to avoid our aircraft. I asked them, and this is still Smith, I asked them what happened, and they said, well, the fields around the saucers, in order to hold them up, in order to produce the gravity differential, the time field differentials, which were necessary to operate the ship. These sometimes
well, this goes on for another 7 or 8 minutes.
And replied, Sarah, there's a government inside the government, and I don't control it.
Okay. I think that was it. We'll just leave it at that. There have been many generals and other people that have come out claiming that we've had connections with extraterrestrials. So let me give my thoughts on it, is that the universe is way too big. That the fact that there couldn't be another, creature, species capable of travel, it's just statistically, the numbers are too high. That there has to be. You're watching that. Teresa, I'll send you a link. You can view it later. I didn't want to watch any more fan fiction about this guy and UFOs and aliens. I felt it was going to get to be not suitable for work after a while. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think aliens can exist and ghosts, are more iffy. Just because of the science behind it. If you think about our advancement, and I'm not going on a conspiracy here that we got our technology from aliens, whatever. That's a possibility. Don't know, But if you look at our advancement of air travel over the past 30 to 40 years and how much we advance every day, every year, it seems like we have new advancements. You could see us inventing faster ways to travel through space and everything else. So if we can do it, other species could do it too. And, maybe they live in an area that they have metals and, fuel and stuff like that allows them to do it, where we don't. We don't have metals that can withstand flight like that and stuff like that. But, maybe they do. Don't know. But it's possible. The possibility is high. As Douglas Adams says, space is really big, like mind-blowingly big. And you never know what's going to be inside of it. But anyways, yeah, I had some fun with that. But honestly, it's 500,000 weather balloons a year. So inevitably, you're going to see one that's not in the right area. It's going to fall. It's going to pop. It's going to look a little weird. Every single one is a different design. So if you see a big round object in the sky, it's probably the moon or the sun, but it could be a weather balloon. I think though that there's enough evidence of other stuff. We don't need to make up things. That we could find more evidence of flying saucers, not UFOs, because everything in the sky is a UFO until you identify it. But yep, that's it. And thanks again for watching, Teresa. I don't know if I will be streaming tomorrow. I might do a short stream. Kind of the idea is I might do a longer stream. Don't think so, but either way, if I do, it'll be at 10 o'clock, and I hope to see you there. So thanks a lot. Have a great day. End it.